Hi biologists, today we are going to talk about how cells convert the food you eat into energy by doing cellular respiration. The first step is glycolysis. We start off with glucose that is trying to get through the cell membrane of the mitochondria, but it cannot go through because the lipids in the membrane repel the glucose. The glucose then breaks down into two pyruvates. When the glucose's bonds are broken, the two byproducts are ATP, which is our source of energy, and NADH, which is an electron carrier that we are going to need later. The pyruvates can easily go through the mitochondria's membrane and into the cytoplasm. The second step is pyruvate oxidation. Once the pyruvate is in the cytoplasm of the mitochondria, it has to start breaking down in order to be able to give us energy. The pyruvates break down into acetyl-CoA and has byproducts that are NADH, which is an electron carrier, and carbon dioxide. The acetyl-CoA then goes further into the mitochondria to break down even more to give us the energy that we need. The third step is called the Krebs cycle, or the citric acid cycle. Acetyl-CoA is a 6-carbon molecule, and that molecule has to be broken down in order to give us the energy that we need to power the last step. ADP comes in and turns into ATP, and a byproduct is also carbon dioxide. This is able to happen because of the energy that is stored between the bonds of the 6-carbon molecule are released when it is broken down. NAD plus also comes in and turns into NADH, while also making a byproduct of carbon dioxide. And lastly, FAD comes in and is able to turn into FADH2. These electron carriers and the ATP are all going to go over to the next step, which is the electron transport chain. The electron transport chain happens in the cytoplasm and in the intramembranous space of the mitochondria. Electron carriers like NADH come up, give the protein their electrons, which allows them to turn into NAD+, which makes them go all the way back to the Krebs cycle in order to grab another electron. This also happens with FADH2, which makes them come up, give the protein their electrons, turn back into FAD, and then the FAD2 also goes all the way back to the Krebs cycle. The electrons that flow through the membrane can flow through the proteins until an oxygen comes up and grabs the electron. Oxygens are known for being electron hogs, while the electron transports like NADH and FADH2 will easily give the proteins the electrons that they need. The oxygen then turns into water, or H2O, because of the hydrogens wanting to attach to the oxygen. The electrons flowing through the proteins give the proteins enough energy to push the hydrogens up into the intramembranous space, which allows for a hydrogen gradient to occur. The hydrogens then want to flow all the way back down in order to balance out the gradient. When they flow through the protein, they also go into an enzyme called ATP synthase. The ATP synthase uses the flow of the hydrogens in order to create ATP, which we need to function our entire body.